Hi everyone, this is Evie. Welcome back to Turquesadot. And I'm sorry I'm sounding like so down, but I just finished the whole process of doing session 4, adding the focal point with words or images. And I went to play it to see if it had recorded well, and I didn't press record. I pressed my time, I went through the whole thing, went through the whole stress of it, and it did not record. So before I even go back into like finish gluing my things, I'll share with you what it ended up looking like. I'm so sorry I couldn't share the process with you, but I thought I had pressed record and apparently I didn't. So super sad, because if I wasn't recording I would have taken more time. No. But well, I'll show you. I had like issues with getting images for 20 pages because I don't buy magazines, and I don't get magazines, and since school hasn't started, which would be another source, I could like ask parents to donate magazines to me or see if there's any in the art room, like not mine but the high school's classroom. But I wanted to get this done before I started work, because I know once work starts, to do something like this where I want to do all the steps, it might have taken a long time for me to start it, so I just wanted to get to it. So that's why it took so long to start it. I've been like gathering things from like everywhere I can find, like around the house, for this past week. And like, so I grabbed images from packages of like ephemera, and I stamped out words and images from different things. These are the ones that I didn't end up using, but I stamped these. I had like 2 magazines that I could cut off, and one was like a Santa Fe, New Mexico art thing. I don't even know why I have that, but I found it, and that's where I've been gathering some of the images that I've been using. So I had stickers. I had like this ephemera pack that Jackie had sent me a while back. I ended up using some of those. And this is what's left over. This is the mess that's left over after I did it. I used some collage glue and I used some glossy accents. Well, I tried. When I went to use it, it wasn't going down, and I didn't have time to work on it. Some of the images that I found, I just cut them out and started working with like arranging things from different areas of the magazine and creating images out of that. So this is one that I thought I was going to use, but I didn't end up using it, so I have it for somewhere. So this is another piece that I didn't use. I had like a whole bunch of things that I thought I was going to include, and I didn't have time, and I chose other things. I stamped out this Japanese woman because I knew I had like Japanese things in one of the pages. This is another one that I had stamped out and cut out. I didn't end up using any of those. This little canvas sticker that you can color, I've had it in my stash for a while. I took it out and I ended up using one of them. You'll see in the pages. I had this to work with, but I started peeling it off, and it was taking too long to take all of the little parts, and I didn't have time for that, so I didn't end up using that. And I had taken these thinking, ooh, those are great sentiments that I can use and whatever. I didn't even touch the booklets. I'll probably be able to incorporate them later on, but for the 15 minutes that I had for this, I didn't even get to grab those. So I'll share with you what I ended up with up to now. I haven't cut anything or glued anything like fully down because I just finished, and I just tried to check my video and found out I had not filmed the whole thing, which really, yeah, I'm not a happy camper right now, but oh well. So this is what the front page ended up looking like. I ended up using one of those Santa Fe images that I had cut out, because this kind of like reminds me of a little plant thing that I can like turn into things with doodling or whatever, finish off. So I tried a couple of things, but I ended up putting this one down. So, and it's not fully glued yet because I just finished. This one I skipped. I just put this in when I finished, but I didn't notice that 2 of the pages had gotten stuck together. So this one, this is something that I thought I might be able to use. I didn't get to use it because there was too many of them, and I couldn't get the glossy accents open. And yeah, so I didn't do it. And then when I opened the journal again and found this empty page, I decided to put these here so I can work on them later on. So I have them saved for that page if I end up using that. This is a drawing that I had on the table, and I ended up using that one. And this is a piece of it's a necklace, but I had fussy cut the whole thing out and thought I could use it for something, and it kind of ended up looking really good as a crown for her. So I glued those two down on this page that had all the napkins on it. And that's not cut and it's not finished because I just put it down. And this one I just ended up putting, I'm an artist. That's all I was able to like figure out for this page. I mean, I had like other things, but I ended up using that. So, and for this one I also tried a whole bunch of like different images, like this one, and I tried using like this one, but it was too empty, so I ended up using that. And then on this one, all I ended up using was this little thingy that comes with one of the DCWV ephemera packs. It says something wonderful is about to happen, so I'm guessing something wonderful is about to happen sometime. And for this one I just ended up using this. I had a couple of things that I thought might work for the page later on, but that's what I grabbed. So color your world. Yeah, and okay. And this one is a piece of a magazine, like the one and only. I had cut out the skirt from her and her feet and whatever, and I had used a scrap of paper to turn it into a skirt, and I had it here on the table together with like a couple other things, but I ended up using this image. So I have to cut it off and finish gluing it down, but I'm liking that page, how it's looking now. It needed like life, and now it's like, so hopefully that'll end up in a good place. This one I just ended up using that. I cut, where are they? I don't even know where they fell. These had like little thingies on the sides, and I ended up cutting them super badly because I was rushing, so that's what ended up on that page. And I think I can add other things later on, but that's where it's at now. This is the only thing that ended up on this page. I tried a couple other things like this and whatever, but I decided on him. He looks pretty there, so that's where he stays. Maybe he'll have some friends later on. And this is what I ended up putting on this one. I only glued like the back of it, so I have to finish gluing that. But that's what I ended up putting on this page. We'll see what else I can add to that page later on. And this one, this thing I kept putting like on like every other page. I kept putting talking art, and then I ended up putting in this like super loud page, and it ended up being talking art, and then I added contigo, so it's talking art with you but in Spanglish. So that's what this ended up looking like, and I'm kind of like, it's funky. I'm kind of liking it. It's like it goes with the page. So, and this one I skipped. I don't know what happened. I skipped. I didn't put anything on this one. So I have to search and see what else I'm gonna add to that. We'll see. I don't know. And I really like that girl. So, and on this one, I had this little piece that it's actually a stencil that Rosa Aquino had sent. So thanks, Rosa. I had stenciled it onto a little not garbage, but a craft bag. I had put paint down, stenciled her down, and it bleeded when I was stenciling it at that time, and I ended up adding, like with paint, I ended up adding like a hat and a little feather and more hair to her, and I changed her a little bit. So she was a Spanish girl with a bun, but she ended up being like a fashion fancy girl. So, and she ended up in the page with like the keys and the lace. So I hope she's happy there. And then Frida, I had this image that I really liked, and I think that looks super cool with that embossed on the background. And when the time was over, I mean when the time ended, I was putting these 3 elements down. So I cheated there a little bit, and I just glued them because I didn't want to lose the pieces, because all of this went together, and since I had used it already, I had to put her and Diego in the page. So that's what that one ended up looking like, and it's not glued. I have to finish. This is what ended up here. If I remember correctly, she's missing like part of the face, but that's a stamped image, and I was between that and using something like this, like learn photography, and then all the images on the napkin, but for whatever reason I decided not to use that, and I put that down, so we'll see. This one, I grabbed these little hearts, and now that I have it all like down on the page, I'm kind of seeing, I don't know why, but I'm kind of seeing something here happening, and you'll find out when I go back. Well, if I remember, 'cause once you get to the 50 minutes, you forget everything that you've thought about. So I'm kind of seeing something happening here, and kind of seeing something happening here to make this better, but we'll see what happens when I go in with a pen and pencil. Let's see. Yeah, and that's what ended up in this page. I had like struggled because these are stickers, they're cardboard, and I couldn't peel them off. I couldn't peel the little thing off, so I had like this one, and I had like another bird, I don't know where it was. I had grabbed like all these little things that I was going to put on the page, but that's all I had time for. So at the last minute, I was able to add that little birdie. And yeah, that's where it finished. And I was going to line that up with this, I thought. Oh, I can. But with the rush and the stress, I just put it down. I'm going to have to secure that because it's coming off. It's probably because of the gel medium. Okay? They're coming off, so I have to glue those down. She ended up here. I knew I had things that had like Japanese and Chinese, like Oriental things. Now I'm covering it, so hopefully that'll be okay. But I ended up cutting this one out and putting her here, and I didn't cut it in the video. I had all these like little images like all around that and I hit the camera again, that I could use. I keep hitting the cord, I'm sorry. So that's what ended up in that page. And then this little lonely bird, I couldn't decide what to put on this page. This page took me a little bit. I was like not happy with any of the things that I was putting down because they looked too, this would have looked, actually, I didn't try that one. That would have looked kind of fun. But I can't change things, so that would have been interesting. Oh well, now we know. So I ended up with a bird, and I hope he's happy in his new home. I have to make him happier, but at least I have something down on that page. So that's it. That's the 20 pages that I just finished working on and did not film. Oh! Oh well. Thanks so much for watching. Hope you don't mind that I didn't get to share the process. It wasn't on purpose, believe me. I mean, if I'm going through stress, I wanted you to be with me, but at least I get to share what just happened. It just happened. I just finished it. So leave me some comments and let me know what you're thinking, and they really help, you know. Finding those comments really helps. So thank you for leaving them, because they make my day and they keep me going. So I love finding your comments down in the comment section, and love your visits. So thanks so much for stopping by. Bye everyone, take care.